Every football fan remembers exactly where they were when Lionel Messi finally lifted the World Cup in Qatar. For millions of people, it felt like the perfect ending. The greatest player of his generation had completed football. The story was over, or at least that's what everyone thought. Because in 2026, Lionel Messi could step onto football's biggest stage one final time. And suddenly, this isn't just another World Cup. It's the possible final chapter of a story that inspired an entire generation. Long before the stadiums, the trophies, and the standing ovations, there was just a small boy in Rosario, Argentina. A boy whose biggest dream was simply to play football. But that dream almost disappeared before it even began. Messi was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, and his family couldn't afford the treatment. For many children, that would have been the end. For Messi, it became the beginning. Barcelona saw something the rest of the world couldn't. A shy teenager crossed the Atlantic with nothing but hope, leaving behind his home, his friends, and everything familiar. What followed changed football forever. Year after year, he broke records that many believed would never be touched. He conquered Spain. He conquered Europe. He conquered the hearts of millions. But there was one mountain he simply couldn't climb: winning with Argentina. Every defeat felt heavier than the last. The World Cup final in 2014, the Copa America finals, the criticism, the heartbreak, the endless debate. Could the greatest club player in history ever become Argentina's greatest hero? The pressure became so overwhelming that, at one point, Messi walked away from the national team. It felt impossible. Until everything changed. In 2021, he finally lifted the Copa America. For the first time, the weight on his shoulders disappeared. The smile was different. The celebration was different. It wasn't just a trophy. It was freedom. And then came Qatar. Every match felt like another page in football history. Every goal carried the hopes of an entire nation. Until one unforgettable night, Lionel Messi lifted the World Cup, not just for Argentina, but for every person who had watched him chase that dream for nearly 2 decades. It was one of the greatest endings sport has ever written, which raises one question: why come back? Why risk the perfect ending? Because legends don't think like ordinary athletes. For players like Messi, football was never just about trophies. It was always about the love of the game, about wearing the blue and white shirt one more time, about hearing tens of thousands of fans sing your name, about creating one final memory. If Messi plays in the 2026 World Cup, the results may not even matter the most. Every touch of the ball, every pass, every smile, every moment could become part of football history. Because this time, fans around the world won't simply be watching Lionel Messi. They'll be saying goodbye, one stadium at a time, one match at a time, one final World Cup. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest player the game has ever seen still has one last unforgettable chapter left to write.